Hello, my name is Elamide Drucker. I'm a hypnotherapist and regression therapist. And today I'd like to talk to you about those sort of vague feelings that you feel something isn't quite right, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So many times I've got people coming to me saying, Elamide, it feels like I'm going crazy. You're not going to believe what I'm feeling, but and then they tell me about maybe thoughts that they're having that somehow it feels like those thoughts are not quite their own, or they might have a fear of a phobia of something that they say, I don't know why I feel this way. I'm scared of water, but nothing ever happened to me. Water, I don't know what it is. Or it just might be a pain in the body that somehow it doesn't, they don't know why they've got the pain, and it feels like it's not just your average headache or your average stomach ache or whatever it is. And there's several things you can do about it. If you're quite aware of what's happening, I would suggest meditate on it. Take whatever it is that just somehow feels charged, it doesn't quite feel your own, it doesn't quite feel like it's you. Take that feeling, that pain, that whatever it is, and just sit with it, meditate with it, if that's something that you do, something that you feel able to do, and just see what it is that's telling you. I've often found that it's usually one of two things. It's either it's an energetic thing, so it's just an energy that you picked up somewhere. And if that's the case, if that's turns out that's what it is, we can move that energy on. We can take any learning from it. We can move that energy on with love. And very often also it's a timing issue. It could be that at some point in your existence, something made sense. However, somehow it's like your body didn't quite get the memo. I remember thinking years and years ago, thinking, oh, if I ever become homeless, this would be a good place for me to shelter because it's dry. I can get away if the police come or whatever, and it's a little bit secluded. And when I became aware of that thought, I thought, and I was aware that I had been thinking that thought before, and I think, actually, does that make sense in my life now? I've got a loving family, I've got a home, I've got a roof over my head, I've got an ability to earn a living. So does that make sense for me to now think that way? And of course it didn't. I've since had several past lives in which I've indeed found myself homeless. And I haven't had those thoughts since, really. So it's just an indication that sometimes the body hasn't quite clocked on to the fact that, oh, this life, it's very unlikely we're going to be homeless, so we don't have to have those thoughts anymore. Oh, this life, there is no war on. This life, I'm not being branded and made to walk for miles and miles. That's another story in another video. So it's just a question of understanding that time has moved on. It's now 2020. I'm now this person, and this fear or whatever it is, these thoughts, this pain doesn't actually make sense anymore in the now. It actually belonged to a time further back into the future. So if this resonates with you, then either, as I said, just sit with it and see what it's trying to tell you, or contact people such as myself that can help. Either if it's an energetic remnant, can help to move that on for you, or we can bring it back to a past life or perhaps a time earlier on in your childhood where whatever is happening now and doesn't make sense anymore, where that actually did make sense. So we can take the learning from it, do any healing that's needed, so you can just move on in the here and now. So I hope that's helped. If there's any questions, just let me know in the comments below. Look forward to seeing you again soon.